All right. So for those joining us today, welcome to our program, Gale Business Entrepreneurship. I'm Emily Raymond, and I am a public services librarian here at the Plano Public Library, and I will be presenting today's program. I'm joined by Jess and Jamika, who will be our chat monitors for today. I'm here to answer any questions that you may have throughout the program. Before we begin, I do need to set some ground rules that we have set up for today's program. First, you will be muted during today's class and have your video blocked. You will only be able to see the instructor's screen. At the top of the screen, you will find an exit full screen option if you need to go to do other things on your computer during this program. You are more than welcome to ask questions or request that the instructor repeat any information at any time during today's program. You will see an icon at the bottom of your screen that says chat. Click on that to open the chat window and enter your question or comment that you have. The chat is set up so that only library staff can see whatever you post in that box. If you prefer, you can also use the Q&A feature located at the bottom of your screen to ask questions. Please note that any questions asked via chat or the Q&A feature will result in your immediate removal from today's class. For all questions, we may answer them directly through the chat or Q&A box. Hold your question until a break or the end of the class, or if it's more pressing, we may answer your question at the time it is asked. We will be using the instructor's screen to demonstrate and may share additional resources in the chat as well. So please do check that for additional information and resource links. There will also be a recording of today's program posted in a few days on the library's YouTube channel. So if you wanted to just focus on the program today and go back and check practice later using the recording, you do have that option. So with that and those ground rules out of the way, let's get started. So today's agenda is all about Gale Business Entrepreneurship, which is a database that the library here in the Plano Public Library offers to you. This will include information about the database features, as well as a live demonstration of the database. This database is available to all Plano Public Library cardholders free through the library's textured database subscription. If you are not a member of the Plano Public Library, please do check with your local library to learn more about databases available to you and access to them. Now, I do need to mention before we start a few disclaimers. First, instructors are not business experts. We are experts in information and finding that information, but unfortunately, for business purposes, we have some better resources available to you than ourselves. Secondly, this class is intended to serve as general information about library resources, as well as an overview of this specific database, Gale Business Entrepreneurship. For actual business expertise, we do recommend that you connect with Dallas Score Mentors. This is a free service available to you through Dallas Score and the SBA. And we do offer mentors with Dallas Score weekly at the Schimmelfinnick Library. In order to make one of these consultations, we do recommend that you register online at the Plano Public Library in order to reserve your spot. Now, with that, let's get started talking about Gale Entrepreneurship. So what is the Gale Entrepreneurship Database? The Gale Entrepreneurship Database is a comprehensive database that covers all aspects of starting and running a business, from starting, financing, and managing a small business, including accounting, finance and taxes, human resources, management, and marketing. In this database, you'll find hundreds of samples of business plans that are updated frequently, how-to guides, articles for small businesses by small business journals, and so much more. The database is organized into 4 feature categories: start, plan, fund, and manage. Now we will discuss a little bit more about what these features are in depth in the next few slides. The plan feature is focused on the business planning stage. So your business plans, any research that needs to be done in order for you to get your business started. Topics in this category include budgeting, business ideas, business plans, market research, and marketing. The Start feature is focused on information related to business types and structures within the United States. Topics in this category include trending small businesses, entrepreneurs, home-based businesses, franchises, business certifications, business structures, legal entities, and networking. The fund feature is exactly what it sounds like. It is about different types of funding sources for your small business. Topics in this category include angel investors, venture capital, government funding options, loans and grants, self-funding, traditional lending sources, and untraditional lending sources. And finally, the Manage feature is focused on helping small businesses and entrepreneurs to maintain and grow those businesses once they're up and running. Topics in this category include financing, expanding your business, business management, selling strategies, and business technology. Now that we've gone over the general structure of this database, are there any questions so far?
I don't see any questions at this time.
Okay, thank you very much. So with that, we will get into our database demonstration. So bear with me for just a moment as I switch screens. All right. Oops. Sorry about that. All right. So in order to get to this database, you'll need to start by going to the Plano Public Library's website. You can get there by typing into your, oops.
Hey, Emily, you're still
Yes.
on the PowerPoint.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you very much for that.
I got
All
you.
right. Can everyone see this now?
Yes, you're good.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. All right. So as I was attempting to say, now that I'm on the right screen, you will get to this database by starting at the Plano Public Library website, which you can get to by typing in planolibrary.org into your browser menu, or simply going to any search engine and typing in the Plano Public Library. Once you click enter, you will be taken to the landing page for the library, where you can navigate to our databases. There are two options for navigating to our databases. First, you can click on the simplest one, which is in this top bar here, the Research and Learn tab. If you choose to go the longer route, or you don't remember that way of getting there, you can also hover over Library and then scroll to the Learn section and click on the Research and Learn tab here. They will both take you to the same exact place. So I'm going to click on the Research and Learn box here under Popular Searches, which takes me to a list of all of the databases that the Plano Public Library has access to. So you can go through this big long list of all the databases the library has access to and scroll to the Gale Business Entrepreneurship database, or more simply click on Business over here, which takes us to all of the library's business-related databases. And then simply scroll down to this one here, not this one here. Oops, I'm so sorry. This one here, the Entrepreneurship-Gale Business. Once we click on this Access Now button, it will take us to the database itself. Now, if you are using your own device at the library, or if you are at home, it will take you to a screen that asks you to log in using your library card number and PIN in order to authenticate you as a Plano Public Library card holder. Again, this database is only available to those with a Plano Public Library card if you access it through the Plano Public Library. So you will need to provide that information. If you, again, are not a Plano Public Library card holder, I do highly recommend that you speak with your public library that's available to you to see about access to this database or maybe something similar. All right, so now that we are in the database, I'm going to point out a few things just on this landing page here. So first and most importantly, up at the top here, you will see your search bar. This is a simple keyword search. So you will utilize this by typing in keywords related to a topic you're interested in. So say I'm interested in, let's see, pet grooming. So I can type in pet grooming here and click on search, and it will take me to resources related to that search topic. So we'll look into that a little bit more just a little bit. I'd first like to go through this first landing page, and then we'll touch more into the actual features. Your second option here is clicking on advanced search, which offers you additional search features. So similar to that main homepage search bar, you can search by keyword. You can also add in additional keywords, and it offers you these Boolean operators here. So the Boolean operators are devices that allow you to connect different keywords or different fields in your search to make your search more specific. So if you wanted to enter a couple keywords, so if I was doing pet grooming, and I could also do pet salon, oops, if I can spell. So if I was searching by these two and I used the word "and" to connect them, it would search for both of these terms in the results. So using "and" limits your search, so it reduces the number of results that come up because it's looking for documents or articles that contain both of these terms. If I changed it to "or," it would expand my search because it would bring up results that contained either pet grooming or pet grooming salon. And if I use "not," it would exclude the term after it. So it would only search for items that contained pet grooming, not pet grooming salon. So this is great, not if you're trying to exclude something that's related. So my best example is if you're interested in Jaguars the cat, not Jaguars the car, you can search by Jaguar cat up here and then not Jaguar car down here. And it would just give you information about the cat, not the car. I know it's not business related, but it's my best example that I unfortunately have. All right, so if you forget any of that information, they do have some wonderful search tips down here that give you explanations about the different search features. So if you click on this little highlighted tab here, it explains again those Boolean operators and will explain different search methods as well. So using quotes to only search by specific phrases. Wildcards are using asterisks at the end of a term. So if you wanted to search, let's see, pet grooming salon versus salons, you could add an asterisk there and it would search for both of those terms. And then further down, it allows you to limit it so you can look for more recent information. You can specify the document type. So if you're only interested in, say, business plans, you can limit your results to that, and so on and so forth. So again, this is a great feature if you're looking for very specific information, but most of it you'll be able to find a pretty good amount just by using this basic keyword feature here. All right, so further down the page, we have our quick tabs bar here. So glossary, if you're interested in specific search terms used throughout the database. If you want to just browse all topics that the database covers. If you wanted to get a link for a specific page, those are available on any page that you go to. Further down here, we have our topics of interest. So these are usually kind of hot topics or things that are more popular in the database that it is recommending. And then as we scroll down here, you will see the 4 feature categories that I previously mentioned: plan, fund, start, and manage. So we're going to go through each of these and just a couple of the topics within there before we do a couple of example searches using the search bar at the top. So starting with plan, you'll see here that it gives you those topics that I mentioned before. And if we click on them, so budgeting, it takes us to this landing page here where you're able to get an explanation of what budgeting is. If we click on the read more, it will give us the full article as well as tell us where that information is coming from. So this is coming from another database that Gale provides. And it will explain what that topic is about. So up at the top here, you'll see a couple of features related to this article. So you can, if you're interested in the citation, so the publication information about it, you can click on that to get that information. That's great if you wanted to ever go back and revisit where you got that information, or if you're writing something that you need to cite that information, it's a good way to gather that. Send it allows you to save it to your Google Drive, OneNote, or email it to yourself or someone else. And download allows you to, you'll see there, download a PDF copy of that article. And then print, pretty self-explanatory, print off a copy of it, and then get a link gives you a permalink, so a permanent link to this article. So if we copy this, it's going to take us to that article. If we try to copy this and repaste it into a search engine, it's likely not going to work because this is based on our search results and it is not a permanent link to this page, whereas this get a link is a permanent link to this page. Additional features on this page are over here. We can increase or decrease the size of the font. So if it's hard for us to read, I know my eyes are not what they used to be, so I can make it a little bigger to make it easier to read. And you can also have the database read it to you. As well as over here in Explorer, we can see related articles to this topic that we're looking at and related terms. So right now we're looking at budgeting. So we can see related terms are business budgets. So if we clicked on that, it would take us to resources related to business budgets. I'm going to go back here. And again, if you have any questions about any of the information I'm talking about, if I'm going too fast or not explaining something well enough, please do ask our wonderful chat moderators and they will relay that information to me. So scrolling down the page, I'm so sorry. So if we go back to the previous page of budgeting, that was just the overview section of what budgeting is. If we scroll back down this topic page, we'll see additional information that is available to us on this topic. So we can see business plans that mention budgeting in their business plans. We can see recommended resources. So these are mostly coming from usually encyclopedias or books, as well as other databases and periodicals, so like business journals or magazines. We can also see magazine and journals that discuss this information, directories, audio files, news articles, as well as websites. So most of these will be available within the database. The websites do refer you to an outside database source. And everything will let you know when that information was created. So you can see that this audio file was created in 2013. This database was 2016. So you can see how relevant that information and current it may still be. All right. So we'll scroll back up here and then we can take a look if we click on one of these business plans and how this relates to budgeting. So we'll see, or when we click on the business plan for this, it takes us to the actual business plan. And keep in mind, the business plans in this database are from all real businesses. So these are all businesses. They may or may not still be in existence, but these are real business plans that have been submitted, and businesses that have been or had tried to establish themselves. Again, they may or may not still be in business, but you can get an idea of what that business put into their business plan in order for it to be created. So for this budgeting one, we can see that this was for a Stan Marks Gifts, which made heirloom quality custom handmade and writing tools. And forgive me if you highlight something, you are able to highlight and take notes. So if I was interested in that and I wanted to make a note for myself, I could do that, and then I would have that saved for this session. Keep in mind, anything you do highlighting wise in here is per session. You're not able to create profiles. So once you exit this database and leave it for the day, everything you do in here is erased. So if you wanted to highlight articles and save them, do make sure that you download it before you exit the database. Otherwise, that information will be lost. So if we go over here, we can see the article contents. So executive summary, market analysis, marketing and sales, and we can look at any one of those features. So if I was interested in looking at the SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats for this business, I could take a look there. And this is just a really great way for you to look at what other businesses have done for their business plans, since there is no one right way to write a business plan. See what they did and what may work for you. So if we click on the go back to results, it's going to take us back to our landing page, and we can select other topics to look at within this, or I'm sorry, other documents to look at within this topic page. Now, if we click back on the Gale business, or we used our back button, it would take us back to this home page, and we could select other topics to look at. So again, if we're looking at market research, still in this plan feature, we have our overview of what market research is, and then resources related to market research. So business plans that discuss market research, recommended resources, and so on. And then we can go down to start. And we can look at some of these topics as well. So let's look at entrepreneurs. And again, you'll see that all of these are giving us that same overview section. And then recommended resources related to that. And each of them are going to be set up very similar. So if we look at this travel agency business plan, you can see it is set up the same way as the other ones with the main article, the contents, and then related subjects to it. Now going through these topics, I won't take you through all of them because they are all set up the exact same way. If you click on any of these topics, it's going to take you to the same pages, but with that other topic in mind, containing information about this specific topic and then the related resources. You can certainly use this database solely by using these topics, depending on what you're interested in researching. If these topics don't kind of meet your needs, or if you're looking for something more specific, you are not limited to these topics. These are simply just starting points to help you to get the information you need related to that specific need at the moment. So if you know you're say doing funding, but none of these are kind of speaking to you, You can certainly come up here and search the funding issue that you're having, or the funding topic that you're interested in that's not listed there. You can also go to browse topics, like I mentioned before, and see if maybe something else wasn't listed in there, but may interest you. So debt financing. So that wasn't a funding topic. We could click on that and see if maybe something in there is related to what we are interested in researching. All right. So that is an overview of the homepage here, as well as those 4 topic feature categories. Are there any questions related to that? Otherwise, we will get started on doing some sample searches. And if there are no questions about this homepage or anything I've shown you so far, please do also post any kinds of keywords or so business topics or businesses even that you're interested in, and we can try doing some searches with those so that this can be a little bit more catered to your interest rather than just my examples that I have.
I don't see anything in the chat at the moment, but I will say something if it does pop up.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, so I will get started with a couple sample searches here so you can see how this database kind of works in actual action beyond just using those suggested topics for searching. And again, please put in any business or topic you would like us to search by at any time. So let's try landscaping. So we are interested in a landscaping business and searching for resources on that. So you'll see once I type in landscaping in the simple search bar, it's going to give me my search term as well as additional search terms that are related to the search I put in. So I can do landscaping and do a general search, or I can go here and see if maybe something is a little bit more specific to what I'm looking for. So for right now, let's say, no, I'm just interested in general landscaping. So if I click on that, it's going to take me to a results page. So since this is not a topic page, it is a results page based on what I put in that search bar. I don't get any kind of overview about what landscaping is. It's simply articles and other content that are related to that search term. So I can come down here and see that there are 68 business plans related to landscaping. Some of these are very recent. I can also see additional recommended resources. So these are, looks like websites that are related to landscaping businesses, directories, so information about businesses, and then different magazines and journals that mention it. So look, there's a landscaping management magazine that may be something I would be very interested in. News articles, videos, audio, and websites. So those are the primary resources that are, or resource content types that are found in this database. The ones you will likely most find helpful are going to be the business plans and the recommended resources. This database really shines with the business plans since there are not a whole lot of them out there that offer the extent that this database does with business plans and the currency of the plans it offers. So if I were to click on one of these, it's again going to take me to the document page with the features that we have already discussed. And I can see up here that this article or this, I'm sorry, business plan was written by Paul Greenland. It was created in 2024. I can see where it came from. So the business plan's handbook. And I can see how long it is. So it's almost 2,400 words. If I go down here, again, I have the actual business plan that is broken up into sections that I can navigate to using the article contents menu, and I can see related terms. So the related subjects is really great for if you're researching a topic and you get kind of stuck. So I'm in landscaping. Landscaping is the only thing that is on my mind. I cannot think of anything else to search for, but none of the information I'm finding is really meeting my needs, is not information that is very helpful to me. So if I come over to these related subjects, maybe I'm actually a landscape architecture designer. Maybe I should try searching by that. Or I see this and I say, oh, actually, no, that's the search term that I should have used. It's going to give me more specific information. So if I click on that, it's going to give me business plans and other related information specific to that subject term. So I can go in here and see, oh, garden designer. And maybe this is something that really speaks to me and is able to help me to develop my business plan or improve the business plan that I've already created. So I can go through here and I can see, how did this company do their market analysis? How did they determine their competitors? Who did they say their competitors are? And I may find in here, True Green. I didn't even think of True Green as mine. It's a national chain, so it's very likely going to be a competitor of mine. I can see how they broke out their services. They are talking about developing, let's see here, different gardens based on seasons and types. I said, oh, you know what? I could put ones that are, vegetables that work in Texas. That may be my garden design specialty. And then some of these, I'm just gonna, excuse me while I scroll back to the top. See, some of these, I don't know if this one does, will actually break out pricing on here. So let's see if they have it in there. No. So this one does discuss at least the financing of it. So it can let you, for me, I'm just starting my business, say how much does it actually cost to, start a landscape architecture business. So they're providing, $30,000 of their own funds, and this is where it's coming from. These are their projections. So it gives me kind of a good idea of what my business is likely to cost. Now, if we, let's see here. So I'm going to go back. Just going to click on back here to go to my original article. We'll see. I think this was my original one. Yes. See if they did not. Okay. So we'll try and find one that does break out pricing for the business, because that is very helpful to see how that's broken out, and to give you some ideas if you wanted to include that in your business plan. All right, so that is kind of just a general search. If this, say this business plan is something, again, that, I really want to kind of base my business plan off of, I can certainly download it or print it and then use it to help me to develop my own. I like everything that we tell you from grade school and on. Please do not plagiarize. Please do make it your own, because just copying this and changing out numbers and names on it it's not going to be helpful in the end. These are intended to be helpful advice and things to help you to create your business plan. They're not intended to be something like ChatGPT, where you can enter a term and it's created for you. Again, this is just a resource to assist you in your business plan creation and development. All right, so now that you've kind of seen how a basic search works, are there any businesses that came up?
We do not have any at the moment.
Okay. That's no problem at all. So let's try another popular one here. So we can do a hair salon. So let's try, we can do hair salon and day spa and see this one. This one, unfortunately, there are no business plans for it. There are a couple resources in here, but no business plans. So that's not to say that they don't exist. Just unfortunately at this time, nothing has been submitted to the database that has these subject terms connected to it. And that will happen. So if you come upon a situation like this, you're interested in opening a hair salon and day spa, there's two ways you can get around trying to search for these terms or this topic and see if you can find business plans related to it. You can simply go through and search each of these terms by itself. So it's the hair salon, we've got 15. If we did day spa, now we've got 6. So we can look at those individually. And again, remember we talked about those Boolean operators. So we can use the advanced feature to do that, or if we go in here, we can kind of build an advanced feature on our own, and we put quotations around each of the keyword phrases we want to search by and use that and, so it's looking for both of those. We can find more specific business plans and resources related to that. So you'll see we looked for articles or business plans, apologies, that include hair salon and day spa. So these two business plans here are hair salons and day spas, or they are a day spa that includes a hair salon and vice versa. So I can click on here and see, okay, it's a little bit older. It's from 2011. Things may have changed, but I'm able to get an idea of what a business providing those two services would look like. Let's see. And we can click on here.
Emily, we did get a
Yes.
request for a chocolate business.
Oh, okay. That sounds yummy. All right. So yeah, that's perfect. So let's go back to results page. We'll click on the home page to start fresh, and we can type in chocolate. So you'll see here, there's many different types of chocolate related businesses. If we wanted to just keep it very general, we can leave it at chocolate and see kind of what comes up. And as you can see here, we have 51 results that all contain chocolate in some way. So now if we look at all of these, they again may or may not be the most relevant. If you do a general search, you do have to do a little bit more work by going through these lists and seeing which ones may be most related to the business you're interested in. If we go back up and say, I am just interested in chocolate confections, so creating those pretty chocolate works, we can see there's only one business that is specific to chocolate confectionery. We click on here, again, gives us that business plan. And more importantly, it gives us those related search terms to that. Let's see, is there anything, any kind of specific chocolate business? Could also try maybe chocolate industry. So this one is a candy manufacturer. You see in the quick little summary here, they make a wide variety of chocolate candy. So this one may actually, if we're interested in a chocolate business, like we are um, creating chocolate itself and not just using chocolate in our coffee or creating chocolate chip cookies. This may be something more related to what we are interested in. So, and this is about 10 years old, so not too bad. And then we can see again here, oh, maybe we should in chocolate candies. Let's see what that brings us to. So there's, well, unfortunately, it takes us back to the same article. But sometimes that happens, and that's okay. Again, remember, they are constantly updating this database. So you may check 1 week and only get one business plan here, do the exact same search, say a few months later, and there may be 3, 4, 10 articles, or I'm sorry, business plans related to this. So don't get down if you don't find it the first time. But again, if we're interested in creating chocolate candies, this looks like it may be a good one for us. We've got the different molds they've done, if they are doing any kind of dipped options. They've got pricing here. Facilities. So if you're in the process of, you have not started a chocolate business, you have a dream of starting a chocolate confectionery business, this might give you a good idea of seeing, okay, so goodness, they have leased a building, they have a storefront of this space to create it. That's maybe something that I need to look at doing for my business, or they're operating with this many staff. Okay, it's reasonable for me to operate with about the same amount of staff or fewer staff if I'm not expecting operations to be as big. Or the opposite, I may need more staff. Hours, equipment, especially for any kind of food related business, is very important to know. It's often difficult to understand or get that information kind of elsewhere. So business plans are a great resource for figuring out if you're starting a certain type of business, what kind of equipment do you need? How much is that equipment likely to cost? Again, remember this is 10 years old, so account for inflation. Where they're marketing, it may give you some tips there, and so on and so forth. All right, any other questions? Probably spend about a few more minutes in this database before we start wrapping up, unless there's.
Yes, we
Yeah.
do have another question.
Uh-huh.
It was
Go
a
back.
business for children's-based food truck.
Children's based food truck.
Yes.
Okay. We can try. So I'm not sure we're gonna get something that specific. Let's try children and food truck. You can see what's. Okay, so there is one business plan that does contain our search terms. And it looks like this is a fast food pasta restaurant. Not sure if we do Control F, like any web page, you can search for those. Okay, so get an idea of kind of where that food truck term came in. So it looks like they are a fast food restaurant, but they do have a food truck as well. So they've got stores and a food truck. So something like that, that may be a little bit too specific to get a business plan that's exactly as what you're looking for, you may want to break it apart as, just doing food trucks and starting there, and seeing what those kind of look like. Or you could do, let's see, maybe children's. Wonder if there's like a children's restaurant. Nope, not chicken. We are not eating children. That one may be a little bit more challenging and may require kind of playing around with this database a little bit and being a little more flexible on the resources that are provided to you, because that's a tricky one. Any other topics, or the children's food truck, if you wanted to specify a little bit more of kind of what you mean by children's food truck? If it's like food truck catering to children, or children are running it? Because we've got time for maybe one more search. If not, that is it for the demonstration portion of today's class. So I do highly recommend kind of playing around with this database. The best way to, oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry. Oh, there
No,
was a question that just came in.
You're good. You're good.
It was instrument sales.
Okay. Like musical instruments, I'm going to make the assumption.
I think so. It just says instrument sales.
Okay, so we're going to make the assumption that it's musical instruments. So you can see that that is a suggested term. If they're suggested, it's very likely that there is some sort of resource in here related to it. If you get no results, or the suggestions are just completely off the beaten path compared to what you inputted, it means like the children's food truck, it's not likely that something is going to be that specifically in here. But back to musical instruments, we did our search, and you'll see that there are quite a few business plans. We've got 9, which is pretty good, related to musical instruments. So we've got a musical instrument repair business. This one's somewhat new, 2022. Piano tuning. One that is related to children, musical lessons, a music store. So I would say if I were starting a musical instrument retail store, I would probably start with this music store and see kind of how they set up their business plan. So this one is quite hefty. They've got their business philosophy. They've even got advertisements and promotions. They're an explanation of the customer base, supplies, location, store design. Actually, take a look. Sometimes they'll give us little maps of it, or floor plans. So this one, it sounds like they're going to include soundproof rooms for music lessons or jam sessions. Financial support, competition. So this one probably would be a good starting place for developing a similar business. If you were interested in music sales, you might be interested in adding a repair aspect to your business. So this may also be helpful. and seeing how they did it. And you can see, they have a SWOT analysis against strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. These are always wonderful to include in your business plan, or at very least to complete on your own, just to give you a sense of where your strengths are as a business, as well as your opportunities for growth. So you can kind of see how they created their SWOT analysis, where they determine their threats to be, so competitors, or things that may hinder their success. Startup funding, so can kind of get an idea of if you were to create that, that's maybe what it would cost. Oh, this one's got a wonderful financial breakdown in here. So you can see, I think that this was created in probably 2022. So you can see their projections of what they expect that their costs are going to be as the business grows, inflation, all the above. So this might be a very helpful one. Again, it's not 100% exactly musical sales, but it's similar within the industry. So it may give you a good idea of how to create your specific business plan to get funding or get support for your business. But yeah, wonderful. So I think that's about all the time we have left for the demonstration purposes. So we're going to, unless there's anything else that came up or questions.
We have no more questions, but it was a thank you for the food truck.
Okay, thank you. Yes, no, please do come and see us. Or I definitely highly recommend speaking with a Dallas Square mentor, because they may have some better ideas. I know that there are several mentors who've worked in the food industry, who may have some better ideas of how to search for those business plans within this database, or something similar that would give you a good similar business plan to that. All right, so let's get back to our PowerPoint. And bear with me for just a second to get it back up and running. And we're just going to start wrapping up today's program by highlighting a few additional resources you have available to you. So we do have 3 digital creation spaces available at the Parr, Haggard, and Harrington Library. These spaces offer more advanced technology and software such as Adobe Creative Cloud, photography kit, sound recording equipment that is available to you through your Plano Public Library card, and is a wonderful resource for business owners and entrepreneurs. So if you're interested in updating some headshots for your employees, or working on your website and you need to use specific Adobe equipment, that is available to you. If you have no idea what this space is, I definitely recommend stopping into one of these libraries to speak with a librarian at that location more about the space. Or we do have a program that's available, a virtual program that we recently did that's available on YouTube called Empowering Entrepreneurs, that does go over this space and how it can be utilized by entrepreneurs and small business owners. Additionally, we have a Book a Librarian, Ask a Librarian service, which allows you to spend 30 minutes in person with a librarian, or ask your questions via email, where a librarian will respond back to that question. As I've mentioned several times, the Dallas Square Mentors, which is a free service available to you, where former business executives and professionals will mentor you and answer all of your very specific business-related questions and share their expertise. The library has a large collection of nonfiction books that are related to operating and starting businesses, as well as writing business plans. Those are located in the 658 section of the library. And then we do have a YouTube channel where all of our virtual programs are posted after they have been done in person. So you will find this program, as well as that Empowering Entrepreneurs Digital Creation Space program, and additional programs on there for your viewing at your leisure. And then the library does have this database, so the Gale Business Entrepreneurship, as well as many others that you may find useful, including LinkedIn Learning and Udemy, which are self-paced learning programs that provide educational videos and certificates. on different topics. So you can learn more about using Adobe, customer service, etc. And then we have our Gale One File Business database, which covers all business topics, and Reference Solutions, which is wonderful for market research, that all important topic for any business owner and entrepreneur. We do have a few upcoming programs. So as I've mentioned, every Thursday we have Dallas Score Business Mentoring at the Schimmelfinnig Library from 5 to 8 p.m. Registration is required to reserve your space, since you do get 1 hour spot with that specific Dallas Score mentor. We also have a program called Solving the Small Business Loan Puzzle at the Haggard Library on September 21st at 3 p.m. and our monthly Team Up for Entrepreneurial Success program on September 24th at 6:30, again at the Haggard Library. And this program, the Choose program, is a wonderful opportunity for small business owners and entrepreneurs to learn about business topics as well as network with other entrepreneurs in the area. And that does meet every fourth Tuesday of the month. All right. And with that, that brings us to the end of our program. This is my contact information if you have any questions or would like to discuss this database more or need more help with understanding this database and how to use it. So please feel free to reach out. But if you have any questions, I will take this now.
We just received more thank yous.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. You have all been too kind. I apologize for some of my fumbling through this with my words. So I really appreciate it. And I do highly recommend you play around with this database. It's the best way to really get to know the database, as well as learn more about these resources available in it that can really help you. So if there's nothing else, I will end today's program with a thank you so much for attending, and we look forward to seeing you at our next program. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.